Heads.
Heads is you won the toss. What are you going to do and why?
We're gonna bat first.
About it?
No, we are looking to chase, especially.
Innovation from Andrew Leonard. Drysdale come in as Ali Khan goes. Amala, we've talked about him a lot, comes into the side today.
Actually, both of them can bowl left arm spin, and they're sitting.
And just starts down the leg side of the USA.
Well,
attacking the pad. Sampokami, how good was he yesterday?
Dipender Singh Irie is dynamite. Sompal Kamal and USA over the last 24 hours. Falling straight to square leg. That's an indication that maybe
Kels will make his way out into the middle. That's the key here. He stepped all the way across the line with the ball. They're inside the ring. One of the few half chance.
rare blemish for that age would have mid on all the way to long on.
Speaking in the distance and then that sunset in these day now. Outside edge away from the fielders. Look for strokes and he's finding them so far. Another 4 runs.
Again, this is the channel that Erjan Daka wants. Steps away to create a little bit of room trying to access the offside.
And in a second over, continue to find that channel. Nepal is underneath it, and that man's never going to...
Well, I said he's a guy that USKC, the main Pacers, Sampal Kami, if we're going to take chances, it's going to be try to take that aggressive approach, and it backfires. Dipender Singh Irie, the ball is falling everywhere this...
Gap, work to be done, and does extra deep. Aaron Jones thought he picked up his first boundary.
The way they're engaged, different to USA. Aaron Jones was walking the first. He's running from left to right along the boundary like there's no tomorrow.
This Mukamala will find runs. We'll push for a double. Oh, better throw. Better throw, Mighty. And you can see the pressure that he's put on these Americans. Mukamala goes to a spot of liking. Loves
Mukamala, he's got 2 shots that you can count on a whole shot that he does so well. That one overpitched in the slot.
Be a couple of runs. Actually run away to the boundary. Well done. Starts to expand his innings.
Wicketkeeper, that was not brotherly love from Aaron. Didn't get on his birthday yesterday.
Picked up from Mukamala, and that's a cricket ball out in the deep. How about this for Mukamala?
Shots. One is that extra cover loft to drive. The other footwork looks gnarly here. He almost gets into a little bit of a tangle, and if it's short, he doesn't rock back. He just continues with that.
With aerial and away from the fielder of Nepal, and the USA capitalizing on this over.
That overcorrection from Arif Sheikh. He went too short on the body. Out there, he's got a deep square.
As Jones goes inside out towards Dakettle, did he? And a good move. Getting partnership was building. Nepal strike back.
Rajbanshi follows him. And that's the short side of the ground. Put that down. He goes for just 13 runs, and it's 55.
Last night about how little spin the series. So we just get a look at Andrew's house, Aaron Jones.
First, you're hoping to find runs, and I think disappointing months ago, you're missing Corey Anderson, but other than that, Ja runs into the attack.
On American cricket that Peter Delapena would get wrong. Might argue he got a rough decision.
That true run of form.
Though it's a drag down. A spin to get it a long way behind square.
And for himself as a great player spin. Look how far back he gets in his career. Very square. There's a fielder at mid-wicket, but very safe once you get a look at the game. And again, I felt that yesterday they were just valuing, just keep the runs to it. I expect to see him more often today just because you have a couple more to his day.
I was really surprised to see my stake did to bat first. They are 71 for 3. Here's continues to be the mainstay. What a fantastic start he's a local home-produced cricketer, 20 years of age.
I want to see some of the local guys continue to make
USA kind of hosted a high-profile series. That was against Ireland.
often. Rithik Behera was part of that series as well. Hasn't come back to colours. We're asking, would he not be in your best? Continue to influx with some notable. I think the best thing for USA is to put the best 11 out.
Exception of Ali Khan, who I think clearly USA are saying they can't in this American 11. Brody Couch, someone like Arif Sheikh was in high school with Jay Lamachani. That's
Cricket on American soil.
a long way to get there, but he does really well. And it's a third. His passion and his knowledge for the game. I think something, I spent a lot of time with him yesterday, our descriptions. For Jay, so been an honour and a pleasure to meet him and spending some time with him before the start of the game.
Yeah, this was sports. And again, so great to hear for clearly so passionate about cricket.
He's also told me that his wife might never have been on TV before, but he's coming back next to visit us here. Atmosphere. It's the inaugural edition of this. Maybe something that we might see on an annual basis, maybe every 2
Be involved. And so it would be awesome to see it crowds and obviously bring it back here to the Grand Prairie Stadium.
Road Powell seems to be reading this pitch and maybe the too often.
I wish I could tell you the ODI series. Lala Rajbanshi is going to get over.
Butters. Isn't a huge change of action. The Valley Pacers is capable of getting it up north of that 130 km. Actually announced. Anything
In Namibia and in the series before that is what pace option is going to be. So you keep it with Chinoy Drive.
isn't there? Someone like a Nitish Kumar was in the T20 squad. This is pulled towards the shorter side once, but he couldn't quite get there.
Yeah, real good innings. This hasn't found much success in this series, but you can see him standing on the crease there, picked it and put it away for 4.
This time down the ground. Long on's going to have to. He's usually outstanding there. I'm not sure he needed to attack it like little fumbles tonight. Always different series lead. Up all of a sudden, Bertel, the ball follows him. And they will get to Aman Patel. Peter De La Pena rejoins me. Peter, we were... Mala. We're talking about selection. And what a start he's had to his international...
They thought, well, we're not getting picked university overseas, which is something that Abhishek Paradkar did. He went...
Being hit ever so nearly down the...
It was a little bit wet overseas before migrating to the USA.
Picked up into the leg side. That's going to be all the... Just allowed Gulshan Jah to bowl to fashion.
Here it is again, that front foot pull. That's his trademark. Doesn't matter what the length is.
Look who it
3-4 years. And he was all... I need to come back to New Jersey. And it's a... But...
That's going to be 4. Any stage of a modern T20 to bowl 4 on the bounce.
Just too much width there. Milan Kumar uses the pace on the ball. And yeah, but MLC, they've forming set the standard for up-and-coming level that we can play on and hone our skills.
That one's going to angle down the leg side.
He's gotten a half century here. He's had a great start to it.
Gulshan Jah's spell, his figures somewhat ruined by that. There's 15 in total. End of the 15th. Seen Dipendra Singh Airi. Cut away. And that's going to be cut away for 4. Not did Airi to possibly be coming around the wicket from the start.
He's been brought on here, as again, Mukamal likes to play. He got Milan Kumar out. That was the game-changing over in the first T20 drew up some of that magic that Airi produced.
It seems to be the more self-hairs after it nearly gets there. Parts outside the 30-yard circle.
A guy like Mukamal who's been there all innings. If he badly
in the mix, still 26 to short mid-wicket. After the boundary from the first ball, 9 runs have come from it. So 3. Spoke quite a lot about who might beat next. change of decision and a very late one. But the problem is he's one short, Peter, isn't he? Irie's going to have to bowl at least
Rowers.
Edge, but a definite chance. And Asif Sheikh got...
Really didn't need to leave his feet if he...
Almost looked to me, Peter, as though he was caught unaware. It would have broken the part. Fourth wicket partnership has changed the game at 55 for 3 to young Saiteja Mukamala and Milan Ku.
Came out of the tour of the most magnificent centuries. Yeah.
Chip of Kushal Mala. You suspect if Dependers and Rijan Dakal. The same effect in ODI cricket, but in T20 cricket, Sampal Kami's going to bowl overs 18 and 20, you'd imagine. Both, what a 48 hours he's having. Great servants, but I don't think he's ever a hero last night. He's turning into the hero again tonight.
And Sampal Kami used that against him. It's 131 for 4 in the 18th.
So cares after it himself, and he won't be able to cut holding up well. It's playing really well, but that was hit into the offside. He very nearly did. I was just about to say, sorry to cut you off, handers with, well, no more than a 50-yard leg.
He didn't run in for it. He let it bounce in front of him.
It's the skipper, Rohit Powell, who does really well. And a very short leg side boundary, and only 4. Hit down the ground. Powell's got work to do, but he
spent enough time in other parts.
4 for 4 the score. What can USA get to? One additional run, if not 3. Do you?
Nepal has had...
Got enough of it. Anil Shah nestles underneath it. In the most halcyon of 2 days out of the floodlights, but he managed to hold on.
Dipendra Singh Irie had the player of the... A word with you about that. That was the wicket. 145 for 5 in the final over.
Haven't got to grips with this around the wicket angle.
Off the bat, he knew he wasn't going to beat Anil Shah at long. This innings has shown, again, going back to the Stephen Taylor. I'm not going to fault him. This isn't one of them.
No, that's more like it. And finally, a maximum from the penultimate
form. But this is why I was saying ad nauseum one side.
Final delivery of the first. Dipendra Singh Irie is going after this like a rocket. He picks the relay, goes on to the cards to get to that. He's gone from so last night. Karen KC's maximum from the final delivery. Sarah Netravalkar has got the new ball in hand. Aaron
Themselves in the middle, don't throw wickets away.
And particularly good effort from Andreas House with the glove. Will be the first runs. If you're wondering who
In his own right, he's moved quick enough, but the gloves are there. Regulation, just incredible.
will just be options that USA have. They almost have two.
Mohan Mustafa actually in the league this season, former captain. What are you doing here, George? I'm just on vacation, but then World Cup, and you're seeing a real bloom almost just internally, and that's the real natural.
It was always good to talk all things American from Canada. Neither of these two openers have looked in. Well, that's much more like it, and that one's not come. Netravalkar just getting the line wrong, and the kick
Side, you can see him step out to that direction, and he's just not. And maybe a Monik Patel in the American innings, and
done since he's come in was true. But the team in Nepal, up in King,
don't I?
Yeah, that's a great stroke. That's Anil Shah by Drysdale. He was sitting on the back foot, almost expecting.
Drysdale, he just tends to get stale after you've seen him expecting the short ball. He gets too short, and it doesn't matter what generation you're a part.
That's nicely guided. That might be the outfield is. The Nepal fans are getting on top of you.
It wasn't that wide. He just created the room, and the one thing for Janoy Drysdale, pitch it up. They're just camping on covers. Brilliant stuff here from Anil Shah.
Yeah, back to. He's picked him out, and it's put down.
See their bats out there. I'm not sure he got into the right position there. Forward in the end. It's the longest high off the bat face, and you'll see him. He's reaching for catches taken or not. You often say you take catches with your feet.
Short, guided away. USA have had a chronic issue throughout this season.
It's gone exactly where he stepped. Janoy Drysdale's gotten away with this one as well. That USA created the opportunity, and that just feels like the story.
Now that's an authoritative strike. Could well have had a wicket in it, but instead, Singh comes into the attack. And this look, I think for me, that's a good call on first viewing. Fever pitch have been silenced.
Well, the roar is angled in. It's hit him right in front of him. Gets in on the act, and just what the USA needed as Nepal
Was so poor at the top of the order that he was dropped down
9 times out of 10.
Harmeet Singh runs back, and well, it is a drop chance, albeit a very difficult.
The real difference of the series, Harmeet Singh standing away to strike back. It is a shorter side of the ground, but he was just never taking a catch, especially under floodlights. But Harmeet Singh holds.
Often do you see this? 5 have been bowled. It's 40 for 1.
We see Jesse Singh just waver in his line. Yes, it's wide, but 4 runs of his own, and this has been a really good start. And
He's certainly back in form, isn't he? Because that's back, and it's launched. Well,
run at Nash Kenjige, not something picked it up off the length. And again, this was the intent with Kuburu Dasanaika, promoting him alongside Monty Desai.
As well, simply outstanding. And this game into the T20I game was at the lean 6 months. But this is the same player, remember, he made 90. And he's very much a fan favourite handing into USA today. Well, might not quite have the legs to get to the rope, but has he in this series?
I don't think he's looked his usual self, but you haven't seen him been able to really execute him.
Real estate out there, and Jesse Singh has an awful lot of work to do. Nepal are well in control of this chase at the end of the first barrel.
Not finding it. Look at this. Played away, but questionable to say the least.
Well, he used this technique. He's letting it pass him with the... And even more body language.
The looks in the field. Well, look on Jesse Singh. That's consecutive days in bowling, but that's no good at any level of cricket, Peter.
Yeah, that's the Jesse Singh delivery.
Spectacular there in the black seats, and again the
For Nepal is now Nepal comfortably ahead of where. Great placement. Another boundary for Nepal.
smart batting. He used the pace of Kenjige, who put it on, say, and even today for Nepal, get Monik Patel, get on.
Go to any of the restaurants in Irving and the surrounding areas. Grand Prairie itself, if you look at it on a map, it's a very, would bring a tear to his eye. Eyes. And a happy tear for,
because that one has just gone under them. The Volker can't escape it. There's not much wrong with the delivery. It's probably just to see them panic at all.
well, that's an American made.
You haven't seen Harmeet Singh. I can't imagine.
Coming around the wicket, going into the legs, and they'll collect just a single as Jahangir. Reading 6 from Asif Sheikh, 78 for 1.
And then this, to build partnerships, we've seen it.
On cue, he's finally appeared.
One thing for me, Monik Patel.
Like, where is that Cheyenne Jahangir? And again, so much room out on that leg side very, very easily for 2.
Pressure on Harmeet to be overly aggressive. Had you...
Janoy Drysdale. He hasn't had luck earlier in the night. Had a chance, dropped off his the 4th over. Jesse Singh holds on.
And this is what Janoy Drysdale can do. He can just surprise you with the plenty of wickets in hand. Felt that he could go big. He's in that kind of half century. But Jesse Singh, in the end, holds all. A homemade 50 for Asif Sheikh. He'll get on to this innings. The end of Asif Sheikh comes.
Big Stars and Summits series. And again, sticking to the plan to keep it short. And he makes Drysdale pay anyway. Ruins a would-be maiden over 2 after 11. He's not happy because Vijay Malala signaled 1 short. Playing that flick pull shot.
But 2 Annapurnas. Very elegantly for 4 more. Are we seeing after Bertel blitzed his way into form?
And one of those lessons that Kushal Malala is teaching them right now. Don't have anybody in their top 7 batting left-handed.
He's worked into the legs, but they just cannot get their positioning right. On the
2 short. Aaron Jones in vain.
By the predominantly Nepal fans. And there it is, right on cue, and he does. And the meme yesterday was, we're so back.
Well, you say you love spin. He also headed towards the outhouse. Phil,